Hi guys, how is everybody? Back again with another junk journal video, and this one is up for sale now. I will put a link to my Facebook page, which is Nick the Journal Maker, and I may list it on my Etsy shop, but I'm still in two minds whether to carry on with that. So I hope everyone's well. Managed to get this finished finally today. I started it last week, but we've had a bit of a heat wave here in the UK, and it's been one of them weeks where we've been out with the family and done family days out, so I've not got much work done, but I'm here now and it's complete. So this journal I kind of made off the off chance. I've been doing quite a lot of custom orders these past few months, and sometimes it's just nice and refreshing just to let your mind, you know, go crazy and just create something that you want to do and enjoy. So here we have it, and I've kind of themed it on the Bride of Frankenstein. I love these images, and I wanted this image on the front cover. I haven't put anything in this book plate yet. I'm still unsure, so if anyone's got any good ideas, write in the comments what you think I should call this journal. It's not as big as my normal journals. My normal journals are a lot more taller and a lot more wider. This one is a real perfect size, just, you know, to put in your bag, or it's just a little bit more smaller. Not a lot, but I've got this large web with a spider, and then we've got a charm with a skull, which I made, and then another charm with a bat. And I've just used some of this lovely fabric, which I used on, I think it was my Beetlejuice journal, I think it was last year, and this was just some leftover what I had left, and I've just grunged it up with a bit of Tim Holtz inks just to make it look dirty and so on. And then I've got this like web, if you can just see, like spider webs. This actually came off one of my daughter's Halloween costumes a few years ago, and I decided to rip it up and just use some of the fabric. And then it's backed on to this fabric, which if you can see, it's like padded and it's like black. What's the word? Here we go. This is where I forget my words. Velvet. There we go. And then it's just on this gorgeous like lace. So there we go. And then we've got this large key. So we'll open it up. I have loads of this vintage, oh, what's the word called now? When your trousers need taking up and you use like a oh, what's it called? Hem. I think it's hem. I found like a massive bundle of different colours in a charity shop a while ago, so I've just used what I had, which I like. So we'll just open it up. I will say this is a bit of a different journal to what I normally do. Most of my journals that I do, they're full of tuck pockets, they're full of belly bands and lots of different types of ephemera. This journal is kind of not a naked journal, but it does have a few pockets. I've used up a lot of scraps when I was creating this journal, and then just put them together and created, as you'll see in whatever in the video. I'll get straight in so I'm not blabbering on and you don't get bored. So this journal's like half naked and got a bit of half ephemera, so it's like a happy medium kind of journal, but it's still chunky. There's like a there's like a notebook in this envelope. I'm just trying to find the one that I have. Yeah, I've got it here, which is this. This is in there, and I just thought, you know, for interest, the person who purchases this can rip the seal and still keep the wax melt thing. And it's got a heart, which, as we all know, is you know, behind the whole Frankenstein mix and mash with different bodies and things. Anyway, so then we carry on to this, the first signature, and I made the front Franklin paper, or is it called Frankenstein paper? Franklin paper. And you just basically glue loads of scraps together, which all these scraps come from this journal, and I've just glued them all together, sewed them all together, and then just added just some inks to show what I've just shown you. Again, just some gothic like Halloween paper that I got off Amazon last year, which I just added in this journal. And got a pocket with the amazing image and the original Bride of Frankenstein from the I think it's from the Monsters, not so sure. Monsters. So a lot of paper in this journal. I've used like black Tim Holtz inks and things like that, and it's got like a bit of a shimmer. There's quite a lot of these papers in here, and I've ripped the sides and things like that. All these images of the Bride of Frankenstein have come off Pinterest, backed on to black cardstock, and so is this. Amazing if you've got white or silver or gold gel pens, or even coloured gel pens to write on the backs of them. I basically just got lots of papers that I have all scraps, and I've just thrown them in this journal, and I've just had so much fun making this. Like this here is a scrap of leftovers from this. I've used basically everything, which I'm quite proud of actually, to use a lot of my, all of my scraps in this journal, to be fair. And then I've just got some journaling cards, which is quite the theme for the Bride of Frankenstein. Some vintage. Do you know what? I don't even know what this is. And it's vintage. I don't know. And then I got some stamps that arrived this morning, which are these, which I'm quite happy they've finally come from AliExpress. I bought them last month and they finally came today, so I was like, yeah, I can use them in the journal now. So I've got lots of tea dye papers. This is a Tim Holtz bit of cardstock. Some vintage music paper, and then again some more paper that I've inked myself and sprayed. These are off Graphics Fairy. I think they're from like a Halloween kit. And just got some bits of ephemera. So this journal is kind of like a journal where you can write. There's loads of journaling to do in this journal. Lots of journaling, lots of writing you can do. Just some more of my leftover paper, what I've made from God knows how long ago, which was part of my scraps. I only have used 2 journaling kits in this, but only for the papers, and these papers are My Porch prints, and then the other kit that I've used I will link below. I forgot the name. I used the kit in my last journal. This is a pocket. I've left it empty because the journal is quite thick. We've got quite a few vintage papers in here from encyclopedias, Wikipedias and things like that. I love this image, it's just so amazing. Again, off Pinterest, and it's backed onto black cardstock. And then this is ephemera, which is real but been printed onto tea-dye paper, which is ledger. I'm just trying to see what, I think it's mostly just wages and things like that, but just a bit of interest. And the back side of that, we've got a postcard, some vintage mathematical book paper. So there's loads of journaling in this. And then the centre of the first signature, and this is a death certificate which I purchased off Pink Oddbird, but I bought, obviously it was a kit, and I just used this just for I just thought it was quite relevant with the Bride of Frankenstein. So yeah, just some more vintage paper, and then just did some collage work again. Flips out, another cool image. And then again, we've got another large pocket up here, which you could put, you know, your own stuff in. And then these, I've probably said this in quite a lot of my journals when I've got like pages like this. These could be like easily like glued. Well, not on this one because obviously I've ripped the page, but they can be, if you don't want it flapping around, you could add an extra page by gluing it on there, or you could somehow glue on either side to make a side pocket, but because it's ripped it's a bit smaller. Again, just some more collage with different scraps, and I've made it into a pocket. Just some images off Pinterest. And this is like, it's a bit like, not, it is wood, but it's not. Where did I put, oh, this is it. Is it called chipboard? I was going to originally use this on the front cover, but I didn't like it and I didn't want it to break with it being so fine. And I used some, what's it called? Embossing powder to make it black. But I changed my mind at the last minute, and then it did end up breaking, so I've used what ended up breaking in this journal, like in some of the collage work. Cool stamps. And then just some more journaling cards. This page just opens out like so. I'm trying to think of the word what you could use it for. Medical, I can't remember. And then this is again another prime example. You can glue there and then glue it onto the black cardstock and then use it as a tuck pocket. Another page with different inks and a bit of shimmer going on. And then we're at the end of the first signature with the Franklin paper. And then we're on to the second signature. And then we have another Tim Holtz cardstock. And then we have this another cool image. And then another printed out piece of ephemera, and it says detailed as operations, and it has like a bit of blood on it. So I thought that was quite fitting, it being the Bride of Frankenstein. Apologies if you can hear my kids shouting. As a lot of people know, they're all off school. And then my dog's barking. Zeus, get down. So apologies for that. Just a bit of collage look I've done. And it opens up, and I did some like hand stitching just to create the effect of, you know, the Bride of Frankenstein, and they're stitching different body parts together. So that's that, a bit of interest. And then this is like vintage, when you get when you want to make your own clothes, and then you used to get them in these packs, and you cut out your clothes with this. This is what this is. I don't know the name of it, and I've just stamped on some ribs. Quite cool. And then this opens up, so there's lots of journaling on there. This was gifted to me by Pink Oddbird from last year when I bought a Halloween for her October daily. She sent me a few extra goodies because she knows that here in the UK they don't really do a lot of Halloweeny stuff. Got a little pocket there with some more medical things in. Zeus, get down. No. Just some more stenciling with different inks, just playing around. And this is little pockets, and I've made just lots of scraps, so I've made like a little booklet. Some more of this vintage mathematical paper from out of a book. I've left quite a lot of these leftover things from when I've been sewing on my sewing machine, so you're welcome to cut them off. I've just left them on because it just has a bit of interest. This is the charm that I made. A bit of vellum. Vintage music paper. This is green velvet. I don't know if you can, it looks like black on the camera. I don't know if you can tell. It's like a dark green velvet for a bit of interest. Just some bits and pieces, and this just reminded me of the Bride of Frankenstein because it's like, it looks like a wedding dress and blood all the way down it. And this is one of my favourites. I love this image, and I printed one because I didn't know if I was using one of these for the front cover or the one that I have originally. So I printed them both off in, like, you know, these colours, one of each. And then I was like, how cool it look on the same page as pockets. So that's where my idea came from. And then we've got Frankenstein. No, it's not Frankenstein. Yeah, it is. And that's just backed onto some black card. Another cool image. It's backed onto cardstock, black. And then this again, just more scraps. These are perfect if you know you want to write little small quotes, or, you know, little pick-me-up quotes. Just turn the journal the other way and write on them. More journaling cards. So these could be, you know, used in this journal as pockets by the person who buys the journal. I didn't want to, the put in loads. I just wanted to make a journal and use lots of different types of papers that I had lying around. And then on to the last few pages of the second signature, and again the pocket, and again I've created just some scraps. And this paper it was like an A4, and I was using this I was using this on top of the A4 paper, and then when I was putting my powder, my embossing powder, I was using this as, you know, to stop it going all over my desk. And then I just used my heat gun to heat it up, and I thought it turned out pretty cool. So I've ripped it up and just used it as scrap paper. And then just some of this leftover fabric, which is on the cover. And then my ink started running out on my printer, and I still used it. I thought it looked pretty cool, the colours. And it's backed onto black cardstock, and then just some more journaling cards. Another tuck pocket with a journal card in. Some man with two heads in a glass whatever. We've got a tag, and then this just opens up, and we've got another cool image, and that's backed on to black cardstock. You could take this off and then glue some paper on the black and journal on it, or just journal on it as it is. Just some more stamping. And then I've put this paper clip here and stuffed these journaling cards in. Obviously it can flip out, but I just wanted to leave it like that. Last signature, large piece of vellum, and we've just got another journaling card. Another journaling card backed onto black card. Another one of these, I don't know what you call them, like pad things, and I've just used, it was a lot of it's all like offcuts of the pages when I was making them smaller to fit the journal. Another pocket of a journaling card. And this is vintage paper, it's quite fragile. You can see around the edges it's ripped. And then this is just a flap. It could be glued on there to create a pocket, or on that side. Just left it for a bit of interest. Just some more scraps that I've used. And then when I did this, this could be a perfect pocket. You could glue there and there and stick it on this page, and then obviously it's a pocket, or just leave it as it is. And I've just realised it says death. Didn't even know that. Quite fitting for the journal. This is some vintage game score thing. I've had it stashed away for ages, and I found it when I was looking for different types of papers to use. So there we go. Some more vintage paper. I think it might have been like the front and back of an old book when they're left blank. I do like to hoard them pages. And then got batch some more scraps what I've made collage. I've got a glassine bag, and I've just thrown in lots of scraps what I didn't manage to put into the journal, just some leftover bits for the receiver, like things like that, and then just some journaling cards what I've not, you know, put in the pockets. Stick it in there like so. Journaling cards, and then we've got like this black envelope. And then that is the end of the video. So I hope I haven't blabbered on too much. Like I say, it's a little bit different from my normal journals. I had, you know, sometimes I just like doing journals on the off chance. I just like getting all my scraps, all my vintage papers together and just creating something random. And then I'll crack on now with another custom order. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and this will be up for sale on my Facebook page, which I'll put a link into the description box, and I may put it on my Etsy, I don't know yet. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.